friends. Happy Saturday. Yes, I'm getting this video up on Saturday instead of Sunday. I had so much jammed into it that it was ready to go. In this video, you're going to see me exercising. You're going to see me, if at first you don't succeed, try again. I made that yogurt cake again after my first fail went in the trash. You're going to see Moosey, a little cameo. He says hi. And what else did I do? I was out foraging for all these lovely greens and found all these berries and greens on our property. Started decorating, took down all the old fall decorations, put those away. Finally got to do my nails. Did the whole video with terrible nails because I'd been polishing all that brass. So it's been a busy week. My body's beginning to come back to normal after the purge. I still think about some things, but I'm trying to let it go. So I hope you enjoy this video. It's a busy one, but a lot of fun. Well, I'm out foraging. Last year I found some great greens way up there, and I've taken down all my fall stuff, and I'm about ready to put some greens on the mantle. So I found a tree. Let's walk up here and see if we can't find it. Look at that tree. Do you see all the berries on it up by that? That's a tree house that Micah built right up in front of our, well, it's right down here by the cottage. And all these berries, it looks like a pyrocanthus, but it's not. It's actually a tree up there. And I'm gonna go up there and get some greens for my mantle. Aha! Let's see if I can do it. Maybe you can help identify, maybe you guys can identify what that tree is with those berries. That's my shed down there. There's those berries. And they will look really pretty on the mantle. I'm gonna see what I can. Ooh, I found a whole bunch here. I'm gonna try and snap some of these off. Look, aren't they great? Let's see if I can do it. Hello, you watching Nanny? What doing? What's up there? Huh? Micah built this darling playhouse up there years ago when the kids were young. That's right up above our little cottage. Okay, so look at this. Isn't this great? I'm gonna try and find some more because they make great, what you would pay for something like that in the stores. I don't know how they'll last, but it's time. Oh, scratching on a tree, huh? Oh, that feels good, huh? He's in a frisky mood. What you doing? Hi, come here. Yes. You hunting for greens like Nanny? Yeah, don't eat those. Those aren't good for you. No. Where you going? You gonna help me? So I think I'll cut a few more of these. These are nice. And I'll try and back up and show you. And I'm gonna get some more of those nice wispy greens. I've used those the last couple years in a row. So let me climb up here and see. I so enjoyed all of your stories about your dumpster diving. You know, I had no idea that everyone else, I was sort of a little embarrassed to admit that I was dumpster diving and have done that in the past. But a lot of you told me great stories of what you've been doing over the years. And when I get back inside and get to talking about this, I'm going to tell you some of the stories that people told me about their dumpster diving and what they got. You ladies are so funny. I'm so glad you told me all those stories because a lot of them are hysterical. I'm going to relate one or two about your dumpster diving, and so many great stories you related back. So I'm going to go inside now. I also spent a little bit of time shining up some silverware, and I'm thrilled that I'm getting things done. I found some brass candlesticks and some of those brass plates, my English brass plates that I've had for years and years. And I'm going to put those on the mantle. In fact, I've already done quite a bit. I haven't put up my antique Santas and I haven't put up my carolers, but I've put my little Holy Family statue up, and a greens and some candlesticks and candles. And I think for now, that might be it. At least I've gotten all the fall out, and it'll be a new backdrop for a little while. So I can pull some of these. I won't fall off the hillside. Can you see what these are? Kind of dark up here, but yeah, these are nice. They look very Christmassy, don't they? Yep. Okay, maybe I'll pull some more of these. Fun foraging on your own property. You don't have to go too far for greens. There. Yeah, good. Good, I'll go back and show you. So right now, I think I'll go down and perhaps show you a little bit of what I've done. Where'd Shamu go? Shamu coming with me? Where are you going? Huh? You love your climbing. I think I've got enough greens here. I'm gonna bring these in. Here's my greens. I'll put some on the mantle and see where else I can do it. Okay. I have to be careful here as I walk. Always have to find some. This is a nice big palm tree that I can lean up against right here. Some of the doggies are out. Now I'm going down steps, so I'm being careful. I'm going to carry them in, and I'm going to watch where I'm going. As you can see, I have to look down. Well, here are my tubs of packed away. A lot of my fall flowers, my pumpkins, and over here I have another big tub worth. A little bit of Halloween, the witch's leg. So all of this is packed away and ready to be stored. So I've got orange stickers on here that denote everything that's going away. So I feel good that I've done this. Well, this is what I've started on. I brought some of my, we don't know what to call these berries and leaves, but you tell me. I've been shining up my brass. And I'll tell you a secret, lime away. It's the fastest and easiest thing. My brass plates, look how pretty they're shined up now too. And I have a bunch of red candles that I bought last year, which go nice with the berries. And I found a wreath in the shed that might stay. We don't know. And what happened here is I took down a lamp and I can't get it back up, so I have to get that fixed. But I love these plates, aren't they pretty? They're just designs from old English settings. And of course, the star of the show, the Holy Family. Yeah, this will be a different look this year. I am going to get out my antique Santas, and I will put those on this end down here, and probably move some of these candlesticks around. Still left the white milk glass pitcher there and put some greens in there. Have to fill that with water. So it's looking pretty. At least it's not fall anymore. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with turtleneck sweaters. How do you put makeup on and not get it all over your neck and your turtleneck? I just applied my e.l.f. face primer, no foundation, after putting my castor oil on, and this makes everything go just glide on my dry face. Now I'm going to wait a little while until everything dries, but after the face primer, the e.l.f. face primer is just radiant glow. There's my new concealer is a Wet n Wild stick that I really enjoyed. It was so fast. I put it on my cheeks, under my eyes, and up here, and lo and behold, it seems to have covered everything, and I love the application. Now it's time for the e.l.f. blush. So much for the brush for now. Infallible, L'Oreal Infallible highlighter stick, Glow. And I believe the color is basically just what they call sleigh rose. Here it is. So now we put it on the cheeks, a little bit on the forehead, down the nose, on the tip, and a bit here. I just love the glow. I think it's good for an aging woman. Gives it a little vibrant look. Now I have been using my Wet n Wild light gray, just basically on the mobile lid. And I'll put that on now with my fingers. We'll see if I can do something right now. I'm just dipping into this dark right here. Maybe it's too dark, but we'll see. Now the other new thing I bought the other day was the Wet n Wild brush for the eyebrows. And it's a taupe color with a spoolie on the end. They say that a good eyebrow shapes your face. By the way, I believe that this is the waterproof mascara I did buy quite a while ago to put on my bottom lid. And the reason is also because this wand is so tiny that they recommend it for putting on the bottom lid. I'm still sticking with my Iced Amethyst Revlon lipstick. I just like it so much. I suppose I should try a bright red for Christmas, but as I take my glow stick, my L'Oreal highlighter, and I do that to soften it and give it a little glow. I think I'm finished. Just going to go into the kitchen next, and I'm going to make that yogurt cake, hopefully correctly this time. Here we are back in Nanny's kitchen. We're doing take 2 of the Greek yogurt 3-ingredient cake. First one that I did, a couple of videos, was a total disaster. It was thrown in the trash. Many mistakes were made. The biggest one was that I was talking cornstarch, but I was using baking soda. It was burned, it tasted horrible, and I'm gonna try it again. Here we go. But there's no baking soda in sight whatsoever. And just to show you, here's the cornstarch. Now, this is a very simple recipe. Take 2. Now, in the bowl, I have poured 1.5 cups of vanilla Greek yogurt. Now, this is a lower sugar yogurt. We're not putting any sugar in here. We're trying to keep the sugar level down. There's no butter, no oil, no flour. It's supposed to be delicious. And Barb 6, I have several Barbs, has made this 3 times. She's one of my viewers, and her family absolutely loves it. It's delicious. They keep asking for it. And what she does is she warms it up with some jelly when she serves it. A little jelly dribbled on the top, or some fruit or something. And if she has leftovers, she warms it 30 seconds in the microwave. So let's see if I can do what Barb did. So, right off the bat, wouldn't you know? All right. I have already sprayed my 6-inch pan, which is what the recipe called for. It calls for a 6-inch Springform pan. And I used a 9-inch, and that was another problem. Now, I've already used the parchment paper, and I took a hint from someone who told me that it works better if you crumple up the parchment paper ahead of time. So I did that, crumpled it up. I stuck it down into the springboard pan. I cut the edges, and you're supposed to get a nice rustic effect with this side with all the little wrinkles around the side. So that's ready to go. And I'll put this out of the way. Now, first thing we do is we add 4 eggs, one at a time, into the yogurt. And last time I had them all ready to go. Now I've already measured the yogurt with my copper pots and pans. Why have I only put 3 eggs in here? Now that could be a disaster. Let me get the other egg. Almost went in to take 3, got the other egg. So I will repeat again. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of vanilla Greek yogurt, 4 eggs here, which you add one at a time, and 5 tablespoons, I used a teaspoon the last time, of baking soda, 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. This was my big mistake. So let's start adding the eggs, and you whisk one at a time. 1. And I'll get my whisker. Now I saw one of these big cooks that say when you whisk, don't just go around and around, go side to side, and it does a much better job. Now they say as soon as the egg is gone, go into the other egg. So, and egg number 4. So far, so good. Now I'm trying to keep my wits about me here because I think when I cook, I have to put everything else out of my mind. There's a lot on my mind right now, trying to let go. So here it is, nice and creamy. Now it's time to add the cornstarch. See, ladies, I'm doing it right this time. Cornstarch. Hope I have enough. Yes. Okay, and I do have the correct spoon. It says tablespoon. Now we put 5 tablespoons in. Now it does say to sift the cornstarch, and if you remember, I used my mother's little sifter. It still works. I couldn't believe it. And this time I will hold it over the bowl so we don't lose it in there. So here we go. First tablespoon, and I'll level it off. Okay, sift that. 1, mix it up. That was 4, right? And 5. Now this is supposed to be it, ladies. Sift so nicely. All right, get it all out. There's not supposed to be any lumps in there. Okay, here we go. Now just around and around and side to side, no lumps. Just whisk it until you see no lumps. Shouldn't be any since I sifted everything. I have my oven heating at 350 degrees, and we are to bake this for 1 hour, but this time I'm going to watch it, check it at 30 minutes. It's supposed to look caramelized, a nice caramelized color, and bake it until there's no wetness on the top. All right, I'm gonna shut this off and clean this up a little bit. This turtleneck has to go. All right, here we go. Pouring it in. I'll do this right here. And this should definitely work because of all the many problems the last time, having used a 9-inch pan, and I'm using my spatula here, it came out less than 1 inch. It should rise up. Now being in the correct pan. Trying to get it all out. I think we did it. There. Now this looks more like it. It should rise up since it's in a nice pan. I'll show it to you here. So easy. I should have been able to do this right the first time. So, wish us luck. Into the oven it goes. 350 degrees, preheated oven. 1 hour. However, I will check it at 30-40 minutes and see how it's doing, not letting it get beyond a caramelized color and consistency. How easy is that? What could go wrong? Who knows with Nanny? see you in about an hour. Actually, I'm going to let you know at 35 minutes how it's coming along. Set my timer, and then I'm going to go see Moosey and see if he wants to say hi. I'm going to set it for 30 minutes and check it at 30 minutes. Well, hello there.
Hi. Well, I've taken some falls and broken some stuff, but this fall was nothing but a lump and a bump. And it hurt. Sure, it hurts, but I'm making slow but steady progress. I walk around, and I have a mission of being totally back where I was.
Well, every little fall it takes toll, doesn't it?
Well, it gives you some pain to deal with, but I'll be all past that by Thanksgiving.
Let's hope.
But what will help me for sure will be ingestion of certain cheesecake.
Oh, yogurt cake, you mean?
Oh, of course, of course.
Well, let's say a little
but
prayer.
I don't like it with baking soda in it.
No baking soda this time. I think I did it right. We'll see in 1 hour.
Okay.
So let's thank our ladies for all their well wishes.
Yes, thank you, girls.
Okay.
And guys.
Guys too. Well, I'm out here ready to do some exercises because I have to do something to limber up my body again. And it's always good when I walk down to the bottom of the hill and back up again, because that always gives me some limbering before I do some exercises. I think, as you've seen me do before, I can pretty much touch my toes and put my hands on the floor. Hope I can still do that. Almost down to the gate, and then it's an incline on the way up, and it's a puffer on the way up, so we'll see how we do. Fun. And now the turnaround. I'm down here at the gate. Okay, it's uphill but good. Back again, and let's see my little friend here. You having fun? Okay, a few minutes of rest, and I'll do some exercises. Stretching mainly is my thing. I love the stretching. Hear the birds? Side bends. That's pretty good. See if I do on this side as well. Sometimes one side is better than the other. My shoulders hurt every once in a while too, but that's okay, I guess. The reaches are always good. So I still have my limberness. It's the legs, I think, and my core and my probably upper body strength is good because I've always lifted so much stuff all the time. So, hands behind the head and the neck. It's okay. Pushing back. Stress resistance. Ghost is helping me out here. Back in the kitchen again. I'm in to check to see how we're doing. I have to check the timer, and I see that 30 seconds is up. It's going to ring any minute. So I'm going to check the oven. I'm trying to multitask here. Had to get that sweater off. That was for sure. It feels so much better. Actually, it's not so cold out there today. So, okay. Look, before the rise goes down, look how high it came up. Did I do it? Oh, it smells delicious. The rise is starting to go down a little, but that's fine. You know, I might have been able to leave it in a little longer just to get that middle, but I didn't want to burn it. It looks beautiful. It's not too jiggly. There's a little spot in the middle that didn't brown, but I am so relieved. I think I won't have to throw this one away. Barb, did yours look like this too? So now I will let it rest for a few minutes, and then I will take it out of the Springform pan. And then what you have to do is you have to let it rest for 30 minutes, and then you put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours before you eat it. Then you take it out and you can let it cool. Now Barb warms hers up 30 seconds in the microwave oven, I guess when she eats it. I don't know, didn't say that, but I can see now the rise is going down. But wow, it did puff up so high. This pan is about 3 inches, so it puffed up about 4 inches. I'm chuffed too. So I'll put it down, and in a little while, we'll take it out of the Springform pan. I could breathe a big sigh of relief. You know, as they say, if at first you don't succeed, try. Oh, Nanny, you almost blew that. I'll bring it up very, very carefully. As I was saying, almost blew that one too. And here it is, my little 3-ingredient yogurt cake. Looks and smells beautiful, and thank God it went this time. I almost put the thing on the floor, but so tonight, Moosey and I will have this for dessert, probably with some of those huckleberries that Anna Bonnie sent from Idaho, where she goes out and finds them in the woods. And I have to put it in the refrigerator now for 2 hours before we eat it. It'll be, well, it's 1 o'clock now, so it'll be a while before we eat it. So I'll take it out because we don't want to eat it cold. And I don't think I want to eat it too hot either. Room temperature would be nice. Whew, so there it is. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And she did. You know, there was a story that I did want to tell you. As I was talking in the last video about my dumpster diving, near the end, I asked everyone, I have to keep pulling this off my neck. I asked everyone if they had any dumpster diving episodes in their past, because I was a little nervous, thinking maybe you would think that, you know, my dumpster diving was a little bit taboo. However, so many of you came back with these wonderful stories of the times when you went dumpster diving, and the wonderful things like chairs and baby high chairs and step stools and chandeliers and chairs and all sorts of wonderful things that you rescued from dumpsters. But my favorite story, and I'm going to tell it to you now, is Jay told me this story. And this happened in 1988. And I'm going to tell you, this video might be a little long because of this, but I have to get this in. In 1988, she had a son in braces. And I know you know what's coming because we've all been there. And he was in 7th grade and he wore a retainer. I recognize this one. Well, he went to school every day with his lunch in a brown bag. And Mom always put in a white napkin because he had to take the retainer out to eat. And she told him, always put the retainer in a napkin. Now, he didn't want his friends to see the retainer sitting on the table while he ate. So he did always wrap it in the white napkin while he ate. Then he always put it back into the bag and and then he always took it out of the napkin and put it back in after he ate. Well, this one day, he did not remember to put the retainer back in his mouth. He put the napkin into the brown bag and threw the brown bag in the trash, and that was that. Well, I guess somewhere in the afternoon he realized it. He got home from school. He was so upset about it that he did not tell Mom and Dad. And when he was going to bed that night, she said, "What's the matter? Something's the matter with you." And he broke down and was so upset and told them what he had done, that he had thrown his retainer into the trash. Well, the parents were so upset and very cross with him that he had forgotten, and cross with themselves because the retainer was $500, she said, right down the drain. So he went to bed, and the husband and the wife went back and talked about it, and she said, "You know what, we got to do something about this." So what she did was she called the school. She said, "What time does the trash get picked up?" And the principal told her on the phone that it got picked up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So she and her husband decided that she asked permission to go down to the school. By this time it was 9 o'clock at night, dark, of course. If they could go down to the school and search in the dumpster. The principal said, "Well, yes, if you really want to." So they found some gloves. They both got gloves. They took a ladder and they found some lanterns, and off they went to the school. When they got there, in the parking lot were, I guess, several dumpsters where the trash of the day of this whole school, from all the classrooms, from the lunch period, from the breakfast time, everything was in these dumpsters. Now, can you imagine? So the husband hoisted the wife up and into one of the dumpsters, and then he climbed in himself, and the two of them began the search. Well, they started going through brown paper bags. However, I don't know how many dumpsters they went through, but she said, "I always wrote a note on the outside of the brown bag." I guess she must have written it in crayon or a magic marker or something. And she always said, "Have a wonderful day. I love you." And that's something that we all have done. So she remembered that. And as they sorted through, by this time it was 10, 11 o'clock at night. And as they sorted through dumpster after dumpster of brown bags, I can't even believe that this happened. Believe it or not, they spotted with the lantern a brown bag that had writing that was visible on the outside. Well, they got so excited. They reached for it. By this time, you can imagine what they had all over them. She opened the bag, opened up the napkin. She felt the napkin and felt something inside, opened it up, and lo and behold, there was the retainer. Can you believe that story? Well, I thought that story was so great that I just had to tell it. And boy, talk about a rabbit hole story. That was amazing. Of course, they took it home, and she said, and on all the bags after that, she wrote, "Have a wonderful day. Don't forget the retainer. I love you, Mom." What a story, Jane. Thank you, Jay. It's just Jay. Thank you so much for telling that. Great story. And you know what, Moosey, when I told him that story, he said, "Didn't we do something like that?" Well, yes, we did it many times with 6 kids. Not all of them wore retainers, but 2 or 3 of them did. And we searched our own garbage many times, but not a schoolyard. Great, great rabbit hole story. Thank you. Well, that was a long video, but kind of a successful one. A lot of successes, and it makes me feel good. Moosey's feeling better, I'm feeling better, and I finally got these nails done. I am so grateful for all your birthday wishes and all the wonderful stories that you told me about your dumpster diving activities. I hope you enjoyed the one rabbit hole story. I just had to tell that, and thank you, Jay, for that one. I love you all so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. God bless us all.